Namaste, Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning to you. Hope you had a nice weekend. 14th of August, we're in the middle of the holiday month, the peak holiday month of the year. And actually, we've had quite a busy weekend on sales. How are you? I hope you're doing well. We just received notification that we've got 2,500 hits on our podcast as well. So thank you for all of those that downloaded it. And those that didn't, please do look below. Give it a go. You might enjoy it. Various topics on there, from lettings right the way through to first-time buyers and the like. So if you're interested in the topic, and I presume you are if you're looking at this, then you might find some benefit in that. Apart from that, yeah, really busy weekend. We had a lot of viewings out this weekend, more offers coming through. It feels like there's a little bit more confidence returning as well. Strange, I know, given the market circumstances. A couple of headlines for you, and I think this is the key thing. Experts warn overpricing property could lead to a lower sale price. Now, this is an article in the I newspaper, and this is something that we're a proponent of and have been for some time, as you probably know. If you put your house on the market at a too high a price, what happens is nothing. And then you get into this vicious circle of nobody wants what nobody wants. So if you're not careful, you can be in a bracket where you're pitched at a level where it's doing you no favors because you're on the market, but actually people are seeing your price as unreasonable. Therefore, they won't come and view your house. And if you think that it's not all about price, think about it this way. If you knocked £100,000 off the price you're asking right now, would you have buyers queuing at your door? And the answer is probably yes, isn't it? And if not, 200,000, whatever it is, you get the point. So therefore, we know the price you're quoting if you're getting no action, and the price that you would get lots of people queuing up at your door is 100,000. Now, the question is, if it were 50,000, would you perhaps have people queuing up at the door? Or what about 25? What about 10,000? And that you need to take under advice from your agent. But the key thing is, if your agent's advising you correctly, then you should be coming onto market at the best possible price so that you end up with the highest number of viewings, because without viewings, you can't get a buyer. So the critical thing is to get people through the door, and that is very price sensitive at the moment. The market is a bit tougher. We are in the peak holiday season, and people are still buying houses, but the prices have changed a bit. Understandably so when you look at interest rates as well. But a couple of interest rate advisors are saying that it looks like we're in for an era of higher rates all around, and that we're not going to hit the 2% target range until the middle of next year. So we could be in for these high rates for quite a while longer. And the new norm could be as high as 4%, where we're used to that very low interest rate. Of course, nobody knows, because the reality is we could jump back into a recession and fall so hard that the only way out of it is to reduce interest rates. So time will tell. But I think the era of ultra cheap money is gone, and we are looking now at higher interest rates for the medium term at least. Average house price fell by 0.3%, they say. And the one thing in the current climate, according to Maurice Kilbride, is price. Pricing is the number one thing. Yeah, we agree with you, Maurice. I think that's about right too. You've got to get that price point right. That doesn't mean giving away your house. It just means making sure that the price is competitive in today's market. And it's very hard to know, because you'll find lots of houses that are around that perhaps are on at much higher prices. But the question is, how long have they been around? Are they selling? Are they under offer? Or are they available? And if they're available, it just goes to show that probably they're in a similar position to you, not selling because the price is too high. Of course, you have to temper that slightly, because August is a funny month. It does come back very strongly second week in September. So do consider that as a marketing high point, and make sure that you're at the most competitive price point for the second week in September, the mum's market, because that's when the market will be at its strongest for the year, in my experience. Article in the Daily Telegraph: higher mortgage rates are the new normal. That's what we were just saying, isn't it? Saying that a number of banks recently reduced mortgage rates, but experts have warned borrowers that there's unlikely to be a significant decline in rates, with the Bank of England expected to increase base rates in a bit, bring down inflation again. Chief Executive of Skipton said, doesn't look like to be a silver bullet on the horizon when it comes to loan rates, saying the market is pointing towards a higher interest rate environment for a longer period. Supla's Executive Director Richard Donnell expects mortgage rates below 5% to make a return to the market later this year, with rates between 4 and 5% set to be the new norm. Roland McCormack, head of TSB, believes the era of very cheap money is gone, adding, I think we'll see rates hover around where they are now, certainly for the rest of the year. And home buyers are delaying plans because of this, which is why you've got to be so interest rate competitive. There's an article in the Mirror and in the Daily Telegraph saying 1 in 5 have delayed their plans as interest rates soar. Among those who already have a home loan, 27% have opted to make lump sum repayments to reduce their debt ahead of having to remortgage. Now, this is a surprising thing. When interest rates go higher, it's more beneficial for people to pay down debt. So those that are holding savings and are getting savings rates of maybe 2 or 3%, but have current mortgage rates between 5 and 7 or 8%, obviously it's beneficial for them to pay down that debt if they can. So we're actually seeing a lot of people pay down that debt, which is an interesting statistic. The other thing is, the thing that really annoys me is this rocket and feather thing. What's happening is lenders are very quick to raise their rates when it comes to borrowers, but they're not so quick to raise their rates when it comes to savers. So what they're doing is they're making a bigger margin between those that are borrowing from them and those that are saving with them. And it really is quite unfair. But I do think that's something that at some point the government should act on. We'll see. They probably don't act on much else today. And the mayor is keen to rebuild the historic Cricket House pub. We spoke about this briefly, and I do feel quite strongly about this one, actually. What's happened is clearly, I think, the owner of that land, a builder just acquires the site, and funnily enough, there's a fire, the house burns down, right? Now, all of a sudden, it's suspected arson attack, and it was subsequently demolished by its new owners. But now, the mayor says they messed with the wrong house. They're going to make them rebuild that pub. And I hope they do, because, often they do this with trees, and they knock down these trees, and then there's a £20,000 fine, 30,000, whatever it is. Doesn't matter, because their building site's going to be worth far more than that to them. And these people need to be clamped down on. Anyway, apart from that, not many valuations booked in so far this week because it is that peak holiday time, but we are here. A couple of valuations booked in tomorrow, but then the rest of the week fairly free. So if you need any advice, then as usual, we are here for you. Do give us a call, 0208 679 8601, or drop me an email, ken@jamesalexander.com. And I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, which is coming quite nicely here in Norbury right now. Got a light breeze and sun breaking through the clouds. So have a great day. Thanks for watching as always. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Until then, look after yourselves, if you can, your family and friends. Ciao.